इलास्टिक पोटेंशियल एनर्जी भी वर्क डन का एक पार्ट है क्या इधर ओके वर्क डन टू compress or stretch stretch की spelling stretch stretch I think work done to compress or stretch a material या spring stores material spring stores energy as elastic potential पेन सही नहीं चल रहा है इस पे क्या हुआ है work done to compress or stretch a material or spring stores energy as elastic potential energy so if you have suppose a spring this is the normal position of a spring you stretch or compress this spring so when you start exerting a force जो अभी सिचुएशन बताई थी वही होती है कि initially when it's unstretched when you start stretching the spring initially very small no force required and as you pull the spring as you stretch the spring the required force increases so this is the situation where you have graph of force versus extension you may call it distance or extension because stretch hua hai na it's a graph like this so work done is equals to half fx x is extension and F is maximum force. So when you stretch a spring, you don't exert a constant force. Force varies with the extension. Initially, the extension is zero, the force is almost zero. As extension increases, the force required to produce that extension also increases. So force बढ़ती रहती है with the extension, and that's why when you draw the graph you have the graph like this, a straight line, and the formula for work done is half fx. So elastic potential energy ep, that is change in elastic potential energy, is equals to work done is equals to half fx. So this is the formula for elastic potential energy. क्या होती है elastic potential energy? When you stretch something. Now, when you release this, elastic potential energy will convert back into the kinetic energy. For example, look, there is, suppose, a surface. Shahir, your mic is on. Mute कर लो. Suppose there is a spring. ये normal position है spring की. There is a board attached to the spring. This is this board. What happens? You push the spring, this board, to this position and place something, a ball on its surface. कितना push किया है? That you can calculate. यार इतना push किया है. And now you release it. So जैसे ही release करेंगे, ball will go up. So the velocity with which ball is released, v. So इधर क्या हो रहा है? Compressed spring is released so that elastic potential energy of a spring is transferred into kinetic energy of ball. If ball has mass m, you can write half Fx equals to half mv square. And you know, this ball will eventually reaches to a height and gains potential energy afterwards. So you may equate this thing with mgh also. So there are three energy changes involved. First of all, बल्कि 4 कहेंगे. First of all, work is done, यानी किसी ने पुश किया होगा इस स्प्रिंग को, तो उसने अपनी एनर्जी इस स्प्रिंग को दी. Suppose I am pushing the spring from this initial position, this position, to this position. So I am giving my body energy, my energy to this spring. That stores in a spring as its elastic potential energy. जैसे ही रिलीज करेंगे, ball starts to move up with maximum speed. So it is converted into kinetic energy of the ball. As ball moves up, that kinetic energy converts into gravitational potential energy. So you can see there are 4 energy changes involved in this situation, right? So this is how energy converts from one form to another. So this is an example of elastic potential energy and its conversion into other forms of energy. They may give you maximum force acting, extension, and they ask you to calculate height. बताएं कितनी height तक बॉल जाएगी. So you can directly convert half fx is equals to mgh. Or if they give you 60% of energy is converted, 60% of elastic potential energy is converted into kinetic energy or potential energy, then obviously 60% of this 60% of half of fx is equals to mgh or half mv square. That depends. So sometime entire energy is converted, sometime only partial, only a part of that energy, some percentage of that energy. If they give you the percentage, obviously you know how to calculate the percentage. 60% means multiply that energy with 60 and divide by 100 and then equate with the subsequent energy जिसमें वो जा रही है. Okay, so this is how questions can be done. यहाँ तो कोई question किसी को, any confusion? Work energy power का chapter is finished. Shahi कह रहे question 5 of the test. What was question 5? Let me see. जी किसी को कोई क्वेश्चन? अरे क्या क्या जूम को क्या हो गया? जूम शेयरिंग का ऑप्शन नहीं दे रहा।